Okay, so we have a diagram here. It says write an equation for the diagram. In the diagram, we can tell that the two sides of this diagram, we have this side here and this side. You can tell they look like they weigh the same amount because this line is very flat across. It's not like one weighs more than the other or anything like that. They are the same, so they are going to be equal. So our equation is going to show that this side of the hanger diagram is equal to the other side. So we have 7 is equal to, we've got 3 x's, 1, 2, 3. And I could write it like this, x plus x plus x. But that's a lot of writing, and that's kind of a pain. So I'm just going to say I have 3 x's. So I have 3 times x. And then I have a 1 over here. Those x's and 1's, they're not the same thing. I can't just combine them. It's not like I'm like, oh, that's plus 4. No. They're x's, 3 x's, and 1, 1. So there's our equation. Okay, now what must x equal in this diagram for the sides to be equal? So I could do some just guessing on this diagram over here, but I'm going to show both the connection through this diagram, how we can figure that out, and through algebra using the equation. Okay, so we have 7 equals 3x plus 1. Now visually over here, we can see that we know that 1 is equal to 1 on this other side. 1 is equal to 1. So we can cancel that out so that we know that we must be left with 6 over here. And so what that looks like algebraically is we're getting rid of the 1 on one side because we know that there's 1 over here out of the 7 that we can get rid of. So we're going to subtract the 1. Then we're left with 6 equals 3x. Now we have 3 x's over here, and that's equal to 6. Now x's must all equal the same thing. They're the same letter, so they're the same. So if each one must be the same, then we must divide the 6 into 3 equal parts. That's just division. Okay, so we're just going to we're going to see what 1x equals. So we're going to divide all those 3 x's into 1. And that means that we're going to do the same thing to the other side to divide that 6 into 3 equal parts. Algebraically, that just looks like that 3 x's, we're dividing it by 3 so that we're left with 1. We just want 1x. We want to know what 1x equals. So we're left with, I'm going to change the color there so it's confusing. 1x is equal to 6 divided by 3, which is 2. 2, 2, 2. And that makes sense because we could see that 2, 2, 2, and 1 would all be 7. And we could see that algebraically. We can check our work by taking our equation, our original equation, and putting the x back into that equation. So if I put a 2 in for x back into this equation instead of the x, I could see that 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1, and that both sides of the sign are equal. So you can always check your work to make sure that that is a solution. Remember, the solution tells us that both are equal. So check your work.